Hi, my name is Larry Kraft, and I'm running for St. Louis Park City Council, the at-large A seat. My wife and I moved here 16 years ago, and since being here, we've had two kids. One's at the high school and one's at the middle school. And they and young people in general are a key part of my motivation for running, and I want to tell you a story as to why. So about 3.5 years ago, I started mentoring the high school Roots and Shoots Club, the environmental club at the high school. They went before City Council and gave them a grade on their climate action. They gave them a B minus, and they asked them to respond and take action. The City Council did and eventually adopted our climate action plan that was adopted last year, and it's actually the best in Minnesota and one of the top in the country. And so the reason that I'm running is that climate action plan, it's a broad outline. We get to now fill in the details. And I think that is a tremendous opportunity to do things right, to do things that make our community happier, healthier, more equitable, more sustainable, and at the same time be an example for others. And the reason I say that is because I've seen it happen already. So for most of the past 5 years, up until a few months ago, I've been running a small national nonprofit called iMatter. iMatter works with high school students around the country to help them take local action. St. Louis Park was one of our pilot cities. After the students here took action, it inspired others around the state and around the country. And I think when we do that here with our climate action plan, the same thing can happen. We're a leader, and we're looked to as a leader. Now, I want to tell you a little bit more about my background. I actually spent 25 years in the high-tech industry. When my wife and I moved here, it was for a job for me. I was running sales and marketing for a mid-sized company. I've actually run a budget about the size of the cities. But I left that world 6 years ago because of my concern about climate change and my kids' future and deciding to try to do something about it. So climate change or climate policy is either impacting now or will impact virtually every area of government. So think about, at a city level, renewable energy, transit, economic development, food security, waste, you name it. I'll give you one specific example. Think about affordable housing. So low-income individuals spend on average over 7% of their incomes on utilities, whereas non-low-income individuals spend only about 2%. That's $1,700 that they would, on average, spend. So naturally occurring affordable housing tends to be an older housing stock that's less energy efficient. Those are great places to invest in efficiency to reduce energy usage so you can simultaneously do right by the environment and make housing more affordable. I've also been involved in the community. I've coached Little League Baseball for most of the past 7 years. I've also coached rec and traveling basketball. I've been on the Environment and Sustainability Commission now for the past 1.5 years. I was quite involved with the drafting of our climate action plan. And most recently, I was pulled in to be part of a strategic framework development for arts and culture in St. Louis Park. So when my wife and I moved here 16 years ago, we were attracted by the schools, the proximity to the city, to the uniqueness of the community and the diversity of the community. So we've always known it's a special place. But over the past 5 years, I've had exposure now to hundreds of cities, and that's given me an even more deep appreciation for St. Louis Park. I think that's really important because as I've been out door knocking and meeting people, I've gotten to listen to many other issues that people have and concerns. And that deep-seated appreciation for the community gives me even more of a desire to serve and tackle all issues that the city has. Issues that I've talked to people about that I'm excited to work on include things like public safety, speed on local streets, racial equity, how we develop, especially as light rail comes through, and level of property taxes. So I ask for your vote and your support on Election Day on November 5th, or before if you vote early. Thank you.